see them bloom for me. Think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. The
How do I
bright
open?
day,
Oh,
dogs say goodnight, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Stop. I to myself, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Good morning, everyone. GM, how are you all doing today? Mike test, hope everyone can hear me. Hello, yes, can
Hi,
react.
Larry. I can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, we are sorry for the delay. I was having issues connecting, but we are here now. The instructor is here with us, Romeo. Welcome. How was your weekend? Hope you're doing fine. I hope you're excited for today's workshop.
yeah, I couldn't sleep because of today for real. I mean, I've just been anticipating today.
Oh, well, that's nice. Thank you very much for your time and the efforts you're about to put in today. You guys, hope you're also excited to learn from Romeo. He's a very badass developer, one of the top guys for real. And I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy today's session. You guys should react to the chat, drop fire emojis, comments, and everything. Yes, now he's a locking developer. Like that's how they lock in. So sleep, what sleep? Once again, Romeo.
I mean, he will get to see why I did not sleep.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. Very excited. All right, so yeah, whenever you're ready to start, we can make you cool so you can share your screen. Romeo.
I'm actually ready to start.
Okay, no problem then. All right, please can you make Romeo cool?
Yeah, I already did that.
All right, Romeo, you can start. Thank you very much.
All right, gracias.
Yeah.
Let me quickly share my screen. All right, let me know once you can see my screen.
Oh yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, great. Give me a second. Let me hide these controls. All right. Good day, everyone. My name is Chukwemeka Romeo, and I'm a software engineer. All right. Thank you, Solana students Africa, for giving me the opportunity to be here today. It's actually not easy, so I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be here to share my later experience. All right, so we move straight to today's topic, which is metadata and LLM integration. And our agenda for today is metadata fundamentals, problem statements, LLM integration for campus transactions, smart contract storage implementation, and the full working demo with Q&A questions, with question and answer, yeah. All right, so there is no much time, so I'm going to move straight to metadata. All right, so what is metadata? Well, just like as it is defined here, metadata is like a data adding additional information that describes or give raw context. Or gives context to a raw data. For example, let me give this analogy. So let's say we can think of metadata as labels on cabinets. So the data is like the papers inside, but the metadata tells you what is in each drawer. I don't know if I'm making sense. Also, another real world example, we can say a photo on your phone, like a picture on your Facebook. So data is the actual image pixels. Meanwhile, because there's no much information on the image pixels itself. Meanwhile, the metadata includes the date the picture was taken. Let's assume today, which is 8th of September 2025. The location which the image was taken, people tagged, camera settings, and file size. This gives more information about that picture, right? Then why does metadata matter? In the sense that data alone, in this case, in the case of picture, is just a picture. But then data plus metadata. For example, we have a photo of my study group at the library last Tuesday. So this is more detailed information about a photo, right? Now, the problem that we are facing, I mean, we all face spending issues. I mean, there are a lot of people that have actually solved that. But then we have a lot of boring bank statements. We could just see in your bank transactions, let's say on March 15th, $4.7 for maybe coffee that you bought, right? And then let's say another on March 6th, you can just have $500 for vending machine. These are transactions that you made, but this is quite boring, right? I don't know if I'm making sense. Are you guys with me?
Yeah, we are. Makes sense.
All right, gotcha. So now there are metadatas that we can extract from just a little amount of information that is provided. So that's why we are diving today into metadata. This is integration with AI and Solana blockchain, right? So these are the metadatas that we can extract. There are more, right? But then these are just simple. We can extract like the context. For example, this is a raw data. We could say $4 at campus coffee. This information is not detailed, right? But then we can think of context as what was really happening, not just what actually happened, not just that you bought coffee, right? We need detailed information. And then we can extract the category. These are like raw data for this is like various stuffs that we purchased. So categories, we can have like food, beverages, academic, transportation. These are categories. Also, we have tags. Example of tag. We have like lunch, social, friends. These are tags that are attached to a particular information. So I'm just going to skip this. It's just more like reading, which I don't like doing. And I already explained this. All right, so there is no much explanation to do here. This is pretty straightforward. But if you have any question as of where we stop, please feel free to ask.
Someone asked a question in the chat.
Okay, in the chat.
Yeah, he said, is the metadata stored on chain also as Emmanuel Adebayo?
Metadata stored on chain, yeah, that's what we are trying to achieve, right? We are trying to store this on the blockchain.
All
That
right,
is
cool.
That's the
Okay.
end goal for this.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Normally, your traditional banks is stores it on their DB, which you don't have full access to. I mean, the main purpose is for you to have control over your data. That part of the reason why we have blockchain. Right. So any other question for now?
I don't think there's any. You can go on.
Okay, great. So LLM integration, first of all, what is LLM? So LLM stands for large language models. So we can think of it as really smart computer that can read and understand human language. Just like a friend of yours that is really knowledgeable. In this case, a friend of yours that is really knowledgeable to analyze your spendings. For example, I bought coffee for $5. Now your brain, okay, you spent money on coffee. That's what your brain will say. Now, large language models will like, this is likely it will analyze this and give you more details. This is likely a morning routine, right? This is something that you probably do every day. Now it analyzes this and gives you a detailed information based on the little data that you provided. I mean, you get to know that, okay, fine, this is something that I do every day. And that leads me to introduction of Grok. There are a lot of ways of integrating LLMs into our code base. There are different ways. You can make use of LangChain, OpenAI, but I prefer Grok. And this is the documentation. I know you ask me why. I mean, Grok is fast, reliable, it's affordable, and it's really smart. So it uses Llama 3.3. I mean, there are a lot of others, but I mean, this is my go-to whenever I need something done as fast as possible. I mean, you should try it out. I dropped the link at the end of my slide if you want. Right. So based on the last session, I believe the last person talked about prompt engineering, right?
Oh, yes.
All right, so can anybody tell me what a good prompt looks like? I mean, you can just explain what a good prompt looks like. I'm willing to learn as well. All right, Sam, please proceed.
Okay, so from what I understand personally, from my own experience, a good prompt should generally give some level of context to the model that you are interacting with. So it should be able to be descriptive enough and provide the model with comprehensive context so it can better understand the situation and give a more authentic response.
All right. Gracias. Emmanuel Adebayo.
So I think Sam said most of it. A good prompt
Yeah, I
should
would
be
still like to hear your.
non-ambiguous. A good prompt should be non-ambiguous and very specific.
Okay, great. So analyze this for me. Now I want to prompt an AI model, and I was like, analyze this transaction, 4.5 campus coffee. I mean, do you think that's a good prompt? Yeah, Blessed, please proceed. Blessed, proceed, please.
I said I don't think that's a good prompt.
Why?
It's too vague.
Okay, so what would you do if you are in my shoes? Hmm?
Can I use another example?
Yeah, feel free, proceed.
Okay. So what I'll do if I were in your shoes is that, okay, if I wanted to let's say analyze a, okay, let me just say something else. If I wanted a formula for egg root, I would not say that give me a formula for egg root. I would say that as a trincologist, your patient or maybe your client has a what's it called, a situation with their hair, maybe dandruff, maybe stunted growth. Give me a formula that would be effective in 6 weeks time with evidence results. That's like a more direct, a more discreet instruction. Thank you, sir.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, that makes sense. All right, so I'm just going to touch on what's it called? The prompt engineering. Just like you said, you need to give it a really detailed. Do you want to say something else?
No, I just forgot to
Okay, okay,
to
gotcha. So we could just give it a structured a structured information to analyze, right? Instead of just giving it a vague something. So we train AIs to understand things that we want. In this case, we train the model to understand campus related information, the location, student schedules, and we use JSON outputs. So this is like a means of communicating. Just like this here, you could see this is using the Grok API, right? I mean, it's pretty simple and straight. This is just a test, but then I'm going to show you my own integration on it, right? And then I believe you know what temperature means when you are using AI models. Does anyone know that? Are you guys with me? Please, someone should say something so that I'm not talking to myself. Okay, Sam.
Yeah, yeah, we're with you.
Okay, good. So what do you think temperature does?
Okay, so I'm just trying to remember what the last instructor was explaining about it, but from what I recall, so like the temperature is probably like a scale or like a range to I think probably the model that or the level of how do I put it now, the level of authenticity to the response that the model will be giving. I'm not really
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
not entirely sure
I
about.
mean, you have idea, right? So what I take it as is like more like a creativity settings, right? When you increase the temperature, I mean, when you reduce the temperature, it becomes too robotic and less creative. But then we want our model to be smart, very creative. I mean, I wouldn't be comfortable communicating with an AI model and it's sounding too AI. It is sounding too AI. No. I mean, we need something, depends on what we are doing, something friendly and something what's the right English? I mean, I'm just going to skip that. Something friendly, something more human, right? And that brings me to the very end of this basic discussion, right? And then we will dive straight to the blockchain. Then why blockchain storage? Currently, our everything is 90% of stuff now are centralized. We actually don't have control of most of our data, right? But with blockchain storage, our data is stored permanently. No company can delete or manipulate our spending insights, and we have full control, right? And this is like our integration pattern, which is the raw transaction. Oh my God. The raw transaction, AI analysis, blockchain storage, and permanent data, right? So each step adds value, context, insight, and ownership. And then that will lead us to our code review session, our live code demo. So if you have questions so far for what we have, I mean, whatever we did now is just theory. We are moving to practical aspect and code review, code walkthrough. So if you have any questions so far, I'll be glad to take them. That means we all understand, right? Let me know if I'm being too fast. Okay, Adela, you have a question?
Okay. Sorry, I'm yet to understand how does metadata work with blockchain, because it works. You explained how it works with let's say, or what to why it has to do with the context and everything. But is it the same way that works on the Web2 aspect, or you just use for context, the same way it works for Web3 also when using the blockchain?
It is the same way. What we want to do at this point is just to store it on the blockchain. Nothing more, nothing less. We just want to have a permanent data that we have control over, right? I mean, the main sole aim of blockchain is to eliminate centralization. I mean, I know that's very hard. Okay, proceed.
All right, thank you very much.
Cybrilio, I don't know how to pronounce it. Cyberlio, right? Cyberlio, you have a
Sir.
question? Okay.
Yes, sir. So due to the fact that we are saving on blockchain, has there been anything to like curb the security issue? Like, if I have your public key, I can search your transaction on blockchain and I'll be able to gather data based on your metadata that is saved on the blockchain. Is there any way to curb that?
Okay, I'm not going to say I know of that yet, but then if you stick to the next session, you are going to have a more person that is a more security inclined individual handling the workshop. So you can save your particular question and bombard him with it. I mean, he's more experienced based on security.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, gracias. All right, Emmanuel, do you still have a question? Please bring down your hand if you don't have any question.
So it's quite a simple one. I think blockchain systems should be isolated or isolated. So in the context of AI, like how does it interact with the system in real time and gets data, since AI also needs that data to perform its work. I don't know if it's that constant communication with the blockchain.
Okay, it's pretty easy. Now let's move over to the code aspect of it and then you will understand. Are we good to go? All right. So I built this UI and a smart contract for this particular section. So I already initialized the context and I'm just going to look for an information. So I am using Grok for this AI analyzer, right? And I'm just going to put in a data and then let's analyze and give more detailed information on it. So I have something like 4.5 campus coffee, right? So this information is not detailed. This is just a raw data, right? Now let's analyze. Now, after analyzing this is a summary. So we used AI to analyze, to give a detailed information about the little data that we provided, right? And this is like the flow. We analyze, we get the results, and then we store to the blockchain. I mean, does that answer your question, Emmanuel? And then we'll be moving over to how they communicate. But each of them are standalone. They are on their own. Now, we've gotten this summary. This is the category, right? And then this is the tags that are related to this. Campus coffee, coffee shop, beverages. These are tags that are related to this. I mean, I went overboard because most of these tags are not actually needed. This is too much, right? But then this is our confidence score based on what we analyzed at the moment. We can have let me see, $100 biochemistry workbook. And then we analyze. This is a detailed summary, category academic, the tags that are related to this. Now, what's the next thing we want to do is store on Solana blockchain. All right, so I'm going to, I'm sorry, I'm coming. Now, for the person that was asking why I was up, I think you have a pretty clear understanding why I was up all night. All right. This looks like something that is going to fail. Oh my God. There is probably an IDL mismatch. Okay, great, but then we'll proceed regardless. Okay, so here is my code. Great. Now let's have a code walkthrough, and then we explain the error that we had, and then how to tackle that in most situations. Hope you guys are following, right? All right, so we will talk about the AI services, which is the Grok. And then this is it, Grok services. So this is a prompt template, right? I mean, just like we talked about, we shouldn't give a vague answer. I'm sorry, a vague prompt. So this is like your library card, and it proves you're allowed to use an AI service. I mean, this is just information. These are guidelines that was given to the AI model. Be specific, include merchant and vendor names, amounts if provided, choose single accurate category from the list. These are detailed information that was given. I believe most of us, we are developers, right? So we are fetching, we are making pull requests, and we are giving authorization, right? So this model uses Llama 3.3. I made mention of this initially, and it is very smart. This is our AI service. This is detailed information. You can make yours more dynamic, but for now, this is for demo purposes and our understanding, right? This is our AI services. So this is what makes this transaction analyzer possible. This is what runs this transaction here. Hope I'm making sense. Any questions so far?
Yes, yes. I have a lot of questions.
You have lots of questions.
Yes, I have a lot of questions.
Go on, proceed.
Okay, so first off, my my first question would be the API key that you
Okay.
are using. Where are you getting it from?
That's why I shared the documentation. This Grok, it's here.
Okay,
You
good. So
just
it's
need to,
from Grok.
yes,
So it's
yes,
from Grok. So I know
yes.
that Grok itself is a Web2 platform. So how, first of all, how is this now like centralized since the API key is got it from Grok and Grok is not, or is Grok built on the blockchain?
Okay, so I mean, what we are just using our blockchain to do is for storage, right? And we are using this Grok API to analyze our transaction data. Do you understand me?
Okay, okay.
Right.
So
So we are just
we
using
are
this for analyzing, and then the next step, based on what we have here, is storage.
okay. So the storage is you are storing the response of
Yes,
the LLM. That's what we're doing.
yes.
Okay. So this storage now, what chain are we storing on? The Solana blockchain, right?
I wouldn't have answered that, but yeah, it's Solana blockchain.
Oh, okay. To be same time. Sorry.
No, it's fine, my guy. So you have any other question?
Yeah. So how do I last question. This storage, how do I like see what was stored on the blockchain?
We are getting there, right? Do you understand me?
Yes, I'm interested.
Yeah, so we are getting there.
Great
Let's
questions,
let's
guys. Great questions.
let's let's get to how we store to the blockchain. Then we can know how we get data from the blockchain. Right? All right, we're good to go, man. Are we good to go?
Yes, we are. Yes,
Yeah,
we are.
please go ahead.
We
Yeah.
are.
Okay, gracias. Give me a second. I'm looking for my notes. Sorry. All right, so we'll be talking about our blockchain, how we came about, how we made our storage possible. So I believe in the last section, you were introduced to Rust and Anchor, right?
Yes, yes, we were.
And then can somebody tell me what we use PDAs for? Just to confirm we are paying attention. Okay, Emmanuel, proceed.
Okay, so the way I see it, PDAs are a kind of automation. So instead of creating addresses for yourself, the program that is your contract or your Solana program can create contracts based on itself or based addresses that the blockchain just uses. So you don't have to do it every time.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's just move straight to our blockchain storage. Now let's go to our Anchor program, which is here, lib.rs. Now this is our initialized function. We just need to initialize the smart contract and the struct that is needed. But what we are talking about now matters on the permanent storage, right? So this is our structs here. Where the hell? All right, this is our struct. This is like a permanent, let's say a permanent cabinet, right? Let's call it our data structure. Like I said initially, we have our cabinets with the labels on each of the drawers and what they will contain. So this is our unique sequential ID based on number of data stored. These are our AI generated summary, AI generated tags, primary category, the confidence score, the time that it was stored in the blockchain, and the student who owns the data, which is their public key. Right. So I believe this is quite understandable. And now we can move straight to the store, like the storage function itself, which is should be store tagged summary. Good. This is our the function. So this smart contract checks for bad data, right? That is why we have this. This is like a validation, input validation. We all know what input validation means, right? Let's say we have a tag that is more than 15. We get this error, and the error is defined here. Too many error, maximum of 15 aligned. These are our input validation, the datas. Right. Now, how do we integrate this to our code base? First of all, we will write our smart contract code, right? We initialize the function, and then we store. This is our.
Sorry,
Hmm?
sorry, Romeo. Sorry,
Okay.
real quick. Can you check the chats? I think some people have questions.
Okay, sorry.
So I don't think everybody knows. So maybe means they explain parts of the explanation.
Okay,
Good idea.
you have used, let's go to a form, Facebook. Let me log out of my Facebook. And then I want to continue. Yeah, just take me back crazy. All right, so create new content. Good. So a password. Yeah, this is not going to have an input validation. So now a situation whereby you have create a password in a form, right? You can have password and then confirm password. And then when you put in a password that is when you put in a password that is different, when you put in a confirmed password that is different from your password, you get an error. That is a means of validation. That is an input validation. You are validating, you are checking if the password is the same as the confirmed password. So in a situation whereby a criteria is not met, So now in a situation whereby we have more than 15 tags, we have an error telling us that we have too many tags. We shouldn't use more than that tag. So it is validating, it is checking. Now, if I have a tag or a summary that is more than 800 characters, this is going to check. It's going to check the input if it has more than 800 characters, and then it will return the error for me using this error code. This is the error I'm going to get. Summary too long, maximum of 800 characters required. So it is giving us, it's a way of validating. It's validation. English choco. I'm just thinking of the right word to use. I don't know if you are getting me now.
Yeah, like meeting the requirements.
Exactly. Right. Is it the same thing with database of username? Such when someone new wants to use a username that has been used before. It's exactly, that is validation. It's exactly the same thing. It checks What is it? That's that thing that gives you that error is what it validates and then returns the error message. That makes sense now, right? All right, so in Solana smart contract, in Solana blockchain, we have what is called an IDL. An IDL is a JSON file. It's just like a means of interacting with Solana blockchain. Just like we have API consumption in traditional backend, we have REST API, GraphQL, and whatever. And then the front end consumes the API. In this case, the front end consumes the IDL and its type. Does anyone have question? All right, so how do we now interact with this? So when you build on Rust, on Anchor, by building, it generates an IDL, which can be found in your target IDL. So this is like a structure. This is a means of communicating with the smart contract. Now, this address is unique to this smart contract alone. This is a structure. This is a means of communicating with this smart contract. And then data are stored in accounts in Solana blockchain. Just like the same way you fetch your account, your wallet balance, it's literally almost the same way you fetch the data that is stored in Solana blockchain. So you communicate, you interact with your blockchain using the IDL. There may be other ways I may not know though, but then this is the one I know. If you call me any day, anytime, I will deliver. And then it has types. This is the type. You can also use these types to interact as long as you have your program address, your program ID, anyone you call it. So when you build, you get this, and then you can deploy to either mainnet, testnet, devnet, or localnet. Depends on your use case, right? So now we'll be moving to our front end where we made use of this. So now, like I said, you build using Anchor build, you deploy using Anchor deploy, and then you copy this to interact with it to your blockchain. Hope I'm making sense. So now this is my front end application, and then here is my IDL. This is it. I copied it and I pasted it here. And then my types, like I said, I can make use of anyone. This is my type. This was generated when I built the contract, right? Now, how do we communicate with this? So we communicate with this by first connecting our wallet, and our private key would approve the transaction and whatever. Now, this is a structure of how to use this. I mean, this tells you what data, just like when you're making API calls, the API has some parameters or body information or content that is required from it, the same way that this smart contract requires that, right? So this is our front end here, where it's being used, services, blockchain services. All right, so this is getting our storing here. Where the hell? So we store our tagged summary here. So we get our AI results with the tags and whatever, the transaction hash, and the student. The student is the wallet address that's made that analysis, right? And now this is what our smart contract requires. the hash, the summary, the tag, the category, the confidence score, and some other account information that is needed. Just like we make our requests. This is what it requires to store, right? It's just like communicating with our backend. In this case, we are communicating with our smart contract. So whenever you get, after analyzing, you get this data, we'll pick it up one by one, this, the category, the tag, and we'll pass it on to our IDL or to our structure. And then we'll sign the transaction, and then it is stored. I don't know why I'm having this issue, though I know why, but then I cannot fix it now. Right. But then it is working. I mean, I tested this earlier. That's why we have tests. It is good to always write tests on your blockchain. You never know what can happen. Assuming I did not write tests for this, I'll probably be crying by now because I don't know where to start. But then my test is working perfectly. And then, so this is our test here. Tests, tagged summary. And then this is what we'll store. This is our summary. Let's say this is what we'll get from our, after analyzing the tag, the category, the confidence score. This is our program derived address. So this is it, storing it. And then we can run those tests. Let's see what happens. So we have, it should store a valid tag summary. It should store multiple summaries. These are all methods that are defined on our IDL, right? These are all methods that are defined on our IDL. And the signer is the person that initiated the transaction, the public key. I'm sorry, the private key. So now I'm just going to run anchor tests because I already set this up. Anchor tests, and then let's watch our, please don't fail. Okay, great. So this is our transaction hash for each transaction that was performed. We can copy this and check it on our, no, not this one, the transaction signature. If we deploy it on DevNet, mainnet, local net, or wherever we deploy it, we can check it using the cluster. On either we use you can make use of Solana Explorer. Source scan, Solana Explorer, paste the transaction. I know this is not going to work because I'm on testnet. It will give you detailed information about your transaction, but then it is not going to give you, this is what you stored. It will just tell you that, okay, this transaction was successful, and that is it. Now, coming to how you fetch your transactions. I don't know, does anyone know if there is a UI or something that we can use to fetching transactions that exists yet? I mean, currently, I'm just focused on using my code to display whatever I want, right? Does anyone know that if there's any that exists? It seems that that's like a no. Okay, great. Then I'm going to proceed. That brings, let's go to this transaction history. This is where I used it. Okay, so API and then front end. First up, please ask questions if you have. Does anyone have question?
Romeo, sorry. Someone mentioned in the chat that you could use Solana Explorer.
Yes, yes, I said that. You
Okay,
can use
okay.
Scan or use Solana Explorer, both of them. Anyone that you
All right.
prefer.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, gotcha. So, right now we're talking about how to fetch data from the blockchain. Why did I not put that? Sorry. Transaction history. Sorry, give me a second. I'm coming, please. Yo. Blockchain. Okay, yeah. All right. This is our tagged summary. Good. All right, so this is how we can get our student summary from the blockchain. So using the program account and a defined function in my IDL to fetch all of them. And then we can filter as we like. Like I said, I don't know of any UI that exists. Maybe probably putting in the ID or whatever. But currently, you can use your code to fetch the information. These are all stored. These are all available in my IDL. Yeah, it's like a gets endpoint. Crazy. But regardless, it is here. All right, please, if you have any question, I beg, ask, as it's almost time for the end of our session. Can you hear me? I'm expecting lot and lots of questions. So I beg, bomb me.
Yeah, we can. So, guys, if you have any question, you can ask right
Okay.
now.
I have a question.
Aye,
Okay.
Captain, proceed.
Okay, but my question is not 100% related to what you're teaching us directly, but it's partially.
It's fine. We are here to learn.
Okay, so I've been having issues with installing Anchor on my my IDE. So I don't know how you can probably give me a smarter way to do it. I'm using Windows though.
Me and Windows problem. But then what error are you getting?
It's not just working at all. Sometimes the first one I did, it was not even seeing it. Then I said I should add directly to the system program. I added it to it. It's still not working. I just get too many error. If I tried Anchor, it showed as installed. But when I either use Anchor build or Anchor test, it just gets error that is not, you cannot find Anchor.
Okay. The thing is probably that you are not adding this to your system. Let me show you. Can find Agave. Let me just say install Anchor. Okay. So after installing, right, there is a command that you probably get. This is for Mac users. You get to add this to your parts, your env, right? But then you may, like after installing your Anchor or Solana, And then at that point, you will be seeing it on your command line. But once you close that command and open it back, it will no longer be there. Why? Because you did not save it on your path variables. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, so like how do I not do it? So I'll save it to the path variables for
Yes, there is a command. Now, in this window here, after installing here, there is usually a command that is given at the end. And then you'll be told to add it. I'm coming, let me look for it here. After installing,
You can make your research on how to add a program to system variables on Windows. That's going to solve the issue.
yeah, that makes sense though. But then they usually give you that you'll be told, like here, there is an example here. Here you add this to your part. This is for Mac users. I mean, you add this to your part. So this makes it persistent. It identifies where Solana was installed or Anchor was installed on your laptop, and then it gives access to it, and then you can use it. And then it also depends. There have been lots of issues between the versions 0.3.1 and 0.30.1 and 0.31.1. There have been issues on that. A lot of issues. So I don't think that's what is affecting you though. All right, if there's another question, please shoot me. Does that mean all of us understand? And I refuse to agree though. Are you guys with me?
Oh, yes, we are.
Does that mean everybody understand?
Oh, it seems so. No one is asking questions. Are you sure you
And
guys understand? Ask your questions now.
if you
I
don't win this hackathon, we will fight.
we have not finished that fetching of the fetching transaction.
So I am not actually doing the fetching. Like I just showed you the code base. Well, I'm going to share my repo later so you can check it out, right? It's found here on blockchain TS. You will see, sorry, on blockchain service here. You can either get the entire store or for a particular student, right? This is like a code that does that. I explained that initially. For some reasons, I know I'm having issue on my front end. It's just how I transact. I'm more like how I used my IDL in the front end, but then it's working well on my tests. It's probably how I used my distance. This is instruction did not deserialize. It is seeing the request, but it does not know what to do with the request. I'm probably sending something wrong. And then I will fix that and I'll push it. So if you want to use it for reference, that's fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I mean, hope you learned something new today.
Not only something, plenty things.
That's the aim, that's the goal. I mean, with time. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, everybody, for giving me the chance to speak here today. I'm so grateful.
Romeo, yeah, before you go, someone asked, I guess jokingly, right, how were you able to complete this project in one night? Maybe you would love to say one or two about that.
Okay, well, that is what is called a great lock-in. When you know that you want to achieve something, I don't think there's nothing your brain can't do, except it's actually impossible.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you
real,
when
real.
you when you want to do something, you will do it.
Definitely, definitely. All right, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you did today. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you very much. You guys, you're sure you don't have questions? It's still you. You
A
can ask
question.
now. Are you guys
Uh,
sure?
Romeo,
Yes?
Yeah, so my question is it possible for us to interact with Solana blockchain without having to write Rust and Anchor? Because I don't know. I'm
Yes,
still
yes,
trying
yes.
to
There,
figure out.
there are other means of doing Solana. But then at the end you will still have to write code. You cannot escape it. I'm sorry. That's why I'm not sure though. There may be services that enables you to communicate with. There may be, I am not sure. But for now, what I know is as long as I want to do something on Solana blockchain, something that is not yet available, something that doesn't exist yet, I know I have to do it myself. I have to write the code.
All right. So there's no how we can avoid Rust and Anchor with interact.
Except you want to do only front end.
Ah, okay.
Yes, yes, you can. Let me share the repo link. All right, so should be here.
This slide you share to us back.
Yes.
Okay.
I've forgotten how to do this thing though. Okay, yeah.
Romeo, don't bother about that right now. When you're done, you can just send all the resources to Toby and we share to them on Arc Resources on the Discord. So
All right, gotcha.
yeah.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much for actually being here. We really do appreciate it. Toby, it seems you want to say something.
No, I was just going to say the same thing you're saying. Thank you so much, um, Romeo, for being here. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, everyone in the chat for actually coming to this class and listening. So Larry has said, we'll get all the resources to everyone in the Hack Resources channel. And yeah, also if you still have more questions, you to ask them now, or you can drop them in Discord also. I would attend to your questions. What else was I going to say? So yeah, shout out to Romeo. W's in the chat for Romeo. Check out Romeo online. I think he's Romeo scripts everywhere. So you can like follow him on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, before everyone, okay, Toby, are you done?
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, before we leave, you guys don't forget about our social media contest. Okay, I want you guys to tag Romeo, tag everyone you can tag the Solana Foundation and everything. Tag them and talk about how the workshop was amazing and was fun. Everything. There is a prize for the winner, so there's motivation behind it. But at the same time, you're also using it to like record your journey and what you are learning. It's a way to kind of show proof of work that you are learning something. So please don't forget about our social media contest. We'll drop a post on the Discord about it shortly. But yeah, that's what I wanted to pass out to everybody. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, everyone.
Bye.